Hey, good morning, good morning. Oh, it's so good to see you all. Oh my goodness, welcome to my home. You guys are just in time for breakfast. I'm getting ready to make a big country skillet breakfast, a one skillet breakfast. Come on in and meet me in the kitchen. Okay, we are back in the kitchen. Before we get started, if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I'm so glad to see you. And if you want to learn how to make all kind of homemade food and dishes, easy, simple, made from scratch, take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell so you won't miss anything. And then just keep hanging around because I have a whole channel full of recipes that'll get you there. Let's get busy. Okay, again, we are making this amazingly delicious big country one skillet breakfast. Now, it's customizable, so if I'm putting something in mind that you don't like, skip it, switch it, do your thing. First thing we're going to be using are sausage links. Now, some of them we will chop up in just a minute and some we will leave whole, and I'll get to that a little bit later. I'm using some red skin potatoes. We're going to leave the skin on and dice them. I have some green and red bell pepper that I will dice as well. You can use orange, you can skip the bell pepper altogether. You can use habanero peppers or some jalapeno peppers if you want a little heat. And you can use red pepper flakes. I'm gonna skip the heat today. I've got some diced onion. Of course, we'll need our eggs. I've got some cheddar cheese, butter, and this right here. This is actually bacon grease. But you see how clean it is? You have to save your bacon grease because it flavors your food so well. And when you're not cooking with when you're not cooking with bacon, you can still get that bacon flavor. Just strain it again. And when you think you're all done, strain it one more time. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your potatoes are washed and dried. Now I'm leaving the skin on mine, so I'm just going to dry them off and we will chop them up right before they get into the skillet. If you have diced your potatoes and they are soaking in cold water, you want to drain them and pat them dry as much as possible. When they hit the hot skillet, you want them to sear. You don't want them to steam. You want them to be crispy on the outside and nice and fluffy on the inside, so they need to be dry. Now, I'm going to leave 4 of my links whole, and the other 4 I'm just simply going to chop up. Not fine, I don't want it crumbled, but I do want them in small dices. So this is what we're doing now. Just small dices like that. Small dices like that. Just chop it up a little bit. So we're going to chop this up. Then we will cut up our bell peppers. Okay, thanks for meeting me at the stove. The first thing you want to do is go in with some of that used bacon grease. Get it good and melted. We're going to cook our sausage first. The whole ones, just longer-sided. Make sure they're all separated so you won't have them stuck together. We're going to let these just sear and get good and golden brown. We're going to cook them a little bit more in the end so they don't have to be perfectly up to temp, but you want them to be good and cooked and brown. Okay, we'll be back when it's time to turn them over. Okay, go ahead and remove your sausage and let it drain on some paper towels. We want to get that extra oil out of there. We don't want any greasy big breakfast. This is an amazingly delicious, one skillet, easy country breakfast. Now you want to fix your potatoes in a single layer, and then you want to leave them there so that they can sear and get nice and golden brown on one side. We don't want to mess with them and keep them stirring once you spread them all out. Try to get them as even as possible. Some will be touching, and that's fine. Okay, so we should be good and golden brown on the other side. So go ahead and turn them over. They are looking good. Smelling delicious, delicious, delicious. Okay, now they are golden brown on both sides, looking delicious. We're going to go in with our bell peppers and our onion. We don't want our onion to be burnt or anything, so we didn't add it in all together. We're going to let this cook, let the onions get translucent for a few minutes. Look at that beautiful color in there. This smells amazingly delicious. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and add in some butter. Let that butter go ahead and melt in there. Then we're going to go ahead and put in our eggs. Butter's going to give it an amazing flavor. And that's what we're looking for, along with that bacon grease. Go ahead. Make sure your eggs are stirred, beaten really, really well. Go ahead and add your eggs right in there on top. At this point, we're going to let it sit just like this. We're not going to move it or anything else. We're going to put a top on it, let it cook. Okay, once you see your egg is starting to set, you can see it around the edges is starting to cook. You want to go in at that point and put in your cheese. Now, this is where you can put in as much cheese as you like, or as little cheese, or no cheese at all. And you can also use your favorite cheese, so you make it customizable to what you like. Then we're going to put the top back on it. We're going to cut the heat off, and we're going to continue to just let it sit here until the egg and cheese is melted and everything is completely set. Okay, we are all done. Doesn't this look amazing? Oh my goodness, and it smells delicious. Now I'm going to go and plate this up, then you guys can meet me at the counter so we can taste it together. Okay guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. The peppers still have a bite. The onions, the peppers, the sausage, it tastes so good together. You can taste each thing individually as well as together. Tell everybody you know what Pam over here at Cooking at Pam's Place is doing. Making easy, simple, made from scratch meals that you can make in your kitchen too. Oh my goodness. Take a second if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you enable notifications so you won't miss anything. This is delicious. Oh my goodness. Go over to my website, Cooking at Pam's Place, and sign up for free email notifications and exclusive monthly recipes. That's cookingatpamsplace.com. And I will see you next time. The good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.